Attention! And welcome to the Husker Army Podcast. With your hosts, Husker fanatic Brian Knutson, former Husker wide receiver Kenny Cheatham, and Husker recruiting guru Matt Sass.
Nebraska firing Scott Frost. Listen, I get it. I absolutely get it. Scott Frost gets fired, and Trev Alberts was in a tough position, and I don't think he even wanted to do this. Here he is today.
I want to first acknowledge that it's been a tough day today, and it's been a tough day for a lot of us. Obviously, it's been a tough day for Coach Frost and our coaching staff and our players. I also want to say that this is a day that I'd hoped would never come.
Nebraska has officially parted ways with head coach Scott Frost.
When they announce the firings, they usually do it on 6. And we had a press conference this Sunday on the 6th floor as Trev Alberts announced what he had already told everybody through an email, that Scott Frost was no longer Nebraska's head coach. The native son fell short.
Got some breaking news coming in. Matt Rhule going back to college. The former Carolina Panthers coach has agreed to become the new head coach at Nebraska.
But Big Red may be coming back. The news started breaking yesterday. It's been confirmed. Matt Rhule is going to take the head coaching job at Nebraska and try to restore that program. It looked as if that had gotten away from Trev Alberts, but he went back to Matt Rhule and got it done. What do you think of the hire?
I think it's a great hire. Matt Rhule is a program builder.
And so it is now my distinct privilege and honor to get to introduce the 31st head coach of the University of Nebraska's football program, Mr. Matt Rhule.
Lock in on this moment right now. Let's lock in on this moment right now. Let's all just be here for a second, all right? I'm dead serious. Like, take a minute. Let's just be everybody be right here. Okay? You guys worked your ass off to be right here. So let me tell you what's going to happen today. Okay, let me tell you what's going to happen today. We're putting away childish things. Okay, we're putting away fear because there's no reason for us to be afraid. Okay, we're putting away expectation. We are going to go out there today and we are going to play the way we play. It's about our football. It's about the things you freaking guys do. I don't want anybody on that field hoping or waiting. I want guys out there demanding it from themselves and believing in the guys next to them, believing in what they do. I want to see your personalities come out tonight. As long as you just win one rep at a time. I just want you one rep at a time. I don't want you getting pulled out. I don't want you thinking about the score. I don't want you thinking about shit else, man. Just like if we played these guys at practice. How would you guys be? You go after them. And that's what's happening tonight. I believe in you guys. That was clear. The coaches believe in you guys. You guys believe in each other. Believe in yourselves. Believe in the process. One snap at a time. RDV. Every snap. What's next? Play like brothers. Play like brothers. Pick each other up. Help each other out tonight, man. That's why we've gone through what we've gone through. The camp you went through the first 2 weeks, but there ain't no victims here. If we die, we die. If we die, we die. But go steal home base like Ron said. Go do it tonight. Go make your place. Go be you. Just be brotherhood. Let's go.
What is going on, everybody? Fall in at attention. You are locked into another episode of the Husker Army Podcast, brought to you by the Husker Army Facebook fan page. Go check them out, guys. Man, we are in the bye week. Thank God. No game to talk about. I am your host, Brian Knutson. With me, as always, former Husker wide receiver Kenny Cheatham, a.k.a. KC. Our guests tonight, everybody. This is awesome. All former Huskers. I just went ahead and made a graphic and put all three of them in there instead of giving it an individual one because that's what it called for. So who we got tonight? We got Kareem Moss, Dana Brinson, and Lorenzo Brinkley. How you like those photos, gentlemen? I dug way back for those. Dug way back for those.
That's my bro over there. Number 5 alive. Break it in for your friend, man. Hey, man, I forgot about this special. He's a special guest. He
That's
taught
why I
me what I
kept
know.
doing this.
Come on.
Guys, thank you so much for joining. We may have a guest popping on later, Ken from Gen Red Pod. Hopefully he got the message to come on a little early. So, guys, it's the bye week. We're basically going to talk about, the state of the program. This was something Kenny wanted to do. Kenny spearheaded this episode, really.
I appreciate
so, I mean, you saw the opening clip. Everybody knows what it is. Frost getting fired, and now we've got Coach Rule doing all right, 3-3 right now, and chances of a bowl game are there. Now, Kenny, you got the questions written down, my friend, so I'm going to let you fire away, and I got to sit back and enjoy most of this.
Oh man, you know you can still do your thing. Of course, I just wanted, like I told Brink and D-Rock before you got on, K Moss, that I felt it was important that for me to get a lot of you guys on, because you guys were the bridge to us, continuing that up until, they broke it down and, got rid of Coach Solich. So one of the things for me, one of the big things was when I was sitting there looking at it, I always tell Brian on the show when we talk to people, I say, for me, like he knows I don't watch recruiting. I don't care. To me, it comes down to wins and losses. And here's one of the things, and I want how you guys feel about this. And when you hear it, you're going to say, wow. When Coach Devaney took over in 1962, up until 1962 until 2003, outside of year 67 and 68, where we went 6-4, and 2002 when we went 7-7, each other year was a 9 to 9+ win season. And since then, we've only won 9 wins 9 times since 2004. Damn. Bill Callahan was 27 and 22 with 1 9-win season. Bo Pelini was 66 and 27 with 7 9-win seasons. He never won less than 9 games. Mike Riley was 19 and 19 with 1 9-win season. And Scott Frost with 0 9-win seasons, and he was 16 and 31. When you brothers hear that, how does that make you feel just overall?
Who first? I just think a turnover. How many years of turnover? How many years we had? How many coaches?
So since 2000, 2004, we had the 4 coaches since Coach Solich.
That's what y'all go ahead, fellas.
Well, I look at it just like you said, the whole stability thing. Devaney was there for a stretch, and then Coach Osborne took over for a stretch, So then after the Osborne era, it was all about people coming in and staking their claim. The whole college atmosphere kind of changed at that point, because you had athletic directors and school presidents trying to make a name for themselves through hires and that sort of thing. So I don't necessarily blame the program. I never blame the program. I just start blaming the people that start driving the program.
Okay. Definitely.
How about you, Kareem?
I mean, like I say, the turnover, man. Like to piggyback off what Lowe said, you got Devaney there for a stretch, you got Osborne there for a stretch, and then you got these other cats coming in, like Mike Riley. Like that was a blur. I was like, really? I was just getting used to you. Then you go, So, I'm looking at that like a job, like I got too much turnover. I'm running things, but I got too much turnover.
Mm-hmm.
Something ain't right. I need to find my man. I need to find my man quick because it's costing me money.
Right.
On the
D-Rock,
business
what
side.
you think?
Is
D-Rock,
Dana
you hear me? He probably in a minute. He'll be on in a minute.
He in transition.
Yeah. He's definitely got something going on.
But
Yeah.
but to back to kind of flow on what I was saying. We had, I forget what that president name was that ended up coming to the school.
Mm-hmm.
He left.
He
The one
He
that
went to
hired
North
Callahan?
Texas.
Yeah, he the one that hired Callahan and then like went to Penn State or something like after
Steve
that, right?
Peterson.
Was it
Yeah,
Peterson?
him.
Yep.
Some guy had this big name. I thought it was like something with a B, like Burn or something like that.
Bill Byrne
But
came, I think, y'all last year. He was there Kareem senior year, my freshman year. Bill Byrne was there. But he ended up
see, I
leaving.
think
He went to A&M.
Oh, so he left.
Yeah,
So
he went to
then
A&M, I think, after
whoever came
97.
after him.
Who was
That was
before
Steve Peterson.
Spank?
Yeah. That was Steve
Yeah.
Peterson, who was around. I don't know if you remember him, Kareem. He was around when I was a freshman and you was a senior. He was, I don't know if he was associate AD or something, but he was around at that time. And what happened is he left and took the job at Pittsburgh.
Yep.
Okay.
And he helped him get all that stuff. And that's why he came back to Nebraska with those grand ideas, you know what I mean, and did what he did, how he did it.
So
Yeah.
that's when it went, the pendulum, how you get the pendulum swing. The
Mm-hmm.
pendulum was up until that moment, and then that's when it, started going down.
Right. And that was when the bowl streak was broken once he fired Coach Solich. I think they went 5-6 that first year under Callahan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember how
They
he was
hadn't
like
missed a
nonchalant
bowl
about
game
it?
in like 40 years.
Yep. Yeah. So I mean, for me seeing it, I know it hurts when I look at it, and it's just a hard pill to swallow. And like I said, with you guys on it, D-Rock, can you hear me? D-Rock in the mix.
Now you
So,
got
so like for me and for you guys, one of the things I always talk about, and Brian will hear me say this, is expectations and the respect for the players that played before you. Like we were talking about, right, Zoe? We were talking about guys that were there, and you see these guys you see on TV and how you like, oh man, and just the respect for the players. And I say this because I want to say, I always tell people, when you look at the 60s, the 70s, and the 80s, don't just pigeonhole Nebraska football into the 90s. You need to put respect on the entirety of Nebraska football, especially starting from 1962 up until then. And with those expectations, do you think those guys come into the program now with the pressure that we came into it with?
I don't think so, man. I think we've been trying to get away from an image for some reason, I mean, I feel like, it just get on my mind, and that cuts away from the club of what we actually, what made us what we are, 9+ wins a season. That's why I chose Nebraska, because we win 9+ games a season, but we didn't quite curl over, And I'm like, that's where I want to be, in the middle of that, And I think we've been getting away from that guy that come in there and be like, man, I don't care how big you are, how fast you are, or how much hype you got behind your name. When we come across from you, you're gonna have to play us, man. And that's just the bottom line. I mean, that basically just having that dog in you. You know what I mean? We don't care who your coach is, we don't care what we playing. We can play in the backyard and we coming for you. And I think that's what we're getting away from, man. And that's our problem.
Right. What you think about that, D-Rock? Hey, Dana.
Dana back in yet? There he is. There he is.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
Yeah. What I was saying, Dana, was the pressure coming in. You coming in after the Fryer, Rozier, TG crew.
Yeah, I come out the Prime Road.
How
Yeah,
much
right.
pressure did you feel coming into the program?
I didn't feel no pressure. That's just it because I
That's my
wanted to
guy
be.
right there.
No, I wanted to be Urban Fryer. And so the pressure was just to imitate that and be the best me that I can be. You know. So hey, I don't know if my camera right or something, bro. I don't know.
No, you good.
Exactly.
And when I mean pressure, I don't mean it being like the way you just worried. I mean as far as expectations. You knew what was expected of you when you hit Lincoln, didn't you?
Well, to fill those shoes, basically, but coming from Georgia and Nebraska, well, there's a lot of pressure because really I didn't know where I was at. I was like, I came from Florida and Georgia straight to Nebraska, and so the pressure was just to adapt. You know what I'm saying? And get comfortable in what I was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you, Zoe?
I think most of the pressure that we had was just kind of like, trying to get over the fact that coach was about to get fired.
Good
Because
coach.
that was the era, like where the whole championship shit kind of started. Like D-Rock them, they had the attitude and the mentality and the skills because them mugs was some freak athletes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
So hold on.
to
So
me,
basically, though,
go ahead.
no, what I was gonna say is so
Mm-mm. Go ahead, Zoe.
So you
you got
I
all
thought
the
he was
talent.
going D-Rock was gonna
Now
say
you
something.
got
Go
the
ahead.
talent that's going to Colorado. So now you got to meet expectations because the talent that preceded you got to step up. You feel me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because you found out the Urban Fryer and Mike Rozier, you know what I'm saying, the different linebackers and the cornerbacks and the quarterbacks that we had. You couldn't come in half stepping. I mean, you talking about if we lost 2 games, the season was a wrap. It was nothing. Now we averaging, we're losing how many? 5, 6, 7?
You didn't have to bring that up.
Oh,
Barely scraping 500.
no. You got to
But
bring it up because
but
Two with
but
500.
you but what I was getting on was the fact that we was winning 9 games, but we had that whole stigma of we couldn't win the big game.
Yeah.
Coach couldn't win the big game. So that's why they was talking about getting rid of him. Not in the sense of the program wasn't meeting the expectations. It was that all right now you got all these like you said, coaches won national championship, but coach hadn't won his yet. So now he can't win the big game. But to what and I was just looking at Kareem's eyes when he was talking, just about the whole mentality that we had. You know that that transpired from my understanding from Dane and them through us,
Yeah.
through K Dog and them on to Kenny and them. And that's what
Yeah.
Kenny talking about because, we got tired of hearing that we couldn't win the big game.
Yeah.
So it became that I don't know what you here for, but I'm here to win the big game.
Period. Right.
Period.
Period. Yeah. Right.
And that permeated on to us. Kenny, you can tell them that permeated on into us playing basketball in the rec center.
Yeah.
It was just
Competitive. It's all fun.
we cultivated that attitude and that energy, and it just blew up.
Yeah.
Not saying me in a sense or just one individual because
No,
the
it
whole
wasn't. Yeah.
spectrum
It was all of us.
was
We
like
just had
that.
to play
It
together.
was all of us. Yeah. On down to the last walk on that we had. Everybody had that that understanding that we was tired of being stepped on. That was what was being said, right?
Didn't y'all play that? They can sell now. They can sell. That's NIL. Tired of being stepped on. You know what I mean?
Tired of being fucking stepped on.
Tired of that shit, man. You don't talk about me like that too much. That's what I got.
Yeah, because I mean, it used to be disrespectful, man. They used to disrespect us, man, at them ball games, man.
Yeah, man.
And I was just like, I ain't going for that, man. I ain't. I'm from the Lou, man. I ain't going out like this, bro.
Right.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah, we can hear you, Kenny. I didn't know which one you wanted me to put on. Like,
No, it's just
webcam
the
or
one
your
got a
phone.
delay. No, this one is fine. I just was making sure you guys can hear me clearly.
Okay.
So, like I
No,
said,
we
when
hear
I
you
was
good.
talking about pressure, I was talking about like what we came in being expected to do, which was compete for national championships year in and year out, and how 1 and 2 losses was and 3 losses was like the season was just a failure because we had those expectations. And I was explaining to someone, I said, you would never know what it feels like when you hear about these legends, and you see these legends, and you see the guys before you, but then when you walk down that hallway and you have these placards up on the wall, 10 and 2, 11 and 1, 10 and 2, 9 and 3, 10 and 2, 10 2 and 1. And you have to visually see that every day, which helped with setting the expectation of what you were supposed to do.
Right.
So I just think, do you guys even think they come in with expectations anymore? Think about that. They're not coming in with expectations. I don't think so. And
It's a
if so,
different
what do you
program.
think they are?
I don't know what it is. It's just different, you know. Like I hate for a guy with the ball to run by me and I don't get a piece of him or the ball. You know what I mean? I don't settle for that type of shit. So I just think it's different. I mean, that's just me based on the history that I stepped into. I had to play it behind Toby Wright, man. Come on, bro.
Ooh.
Toby Wright, bro.
Ooh.
He coming with it. So what I'm gonna do? I gotta come with it too. Then I gotta return a punt or two. So let's get it. What you gonna do? So we started playing for each other. Is what I think changed the atmosphere. Cause you're gonna see some fake fans every now and then. You're gonna see somebody that ain't gonna believe in you like you believe in you or your homeboy believe in you. So we're gonna play for each other. Let's play for each other. We got 22. You see my homeboy Stephen Davis came in, he left. You can come back, man. Auburn, he talking about Auburn probably would have beat us in '94. I said,
No, he didn't want that smoke.
What?
There you go.
What? No. No. Not happening. No way.
There you
No.
Y'all wouldn't have beat that Auburn 93 and 94 team. I'm just letting y'all know.
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
Just letting y'all know. Just
Good
letting, we
Lord.
was on probation. Just letting y'all know.
That's my cameo. That's my cameo, y'all. That's my dog. Right there.
That's what's
Yo,
up.
the only
That's
reason
my
y'all
dog.
were on probation because y'all got caught. That's the only reason y'all
Well,
were
that's
on
what it was.
probation.
You say y'all got caught, Steve. You say y'all got caught. That's why y'all on probation. Yeah, that's what they had. He said they had a rat running around.
I don't think he welcome back at Auburn.
He ain't welcome back.
He told too much of the truth.
Yeah, you can't talk to him. Can't talk to him. Well, that's my cameo for tonight. But yeah.
Yeah, man, that's good stuff, brother.
Yeah, I can tell you
That's
guys
hilarious.
from a fan's perspective, what I've witnessed over my lifetime. I was born in '82. I saw the failed 2-point conversion in the Orange Bowl.
Yeah, 81.
I've seen almost everything you could possibly see happen to a proud and storied program and needing to get back to that. The fact that I saw that we've gone through 6 head coaches since '97 is ridiculous. It's crazy for me to even think of that. So as a fan's perspective, yeah, the expectations are always high. They're always in a sense ridiculous, but whose isn't when you want to compete in college football? Your expectations have to be ridiculous if you want to consistently win. You think Alabama fans go into any season not reserving a plane ticket and a hotel room for the national title already?
Right.
That's what we used to do.
But that's how we
We
used to
did.
go into the season. That's what we used to go
Exactly.
into expecting.
We're winning the conference.
Yeah.
Yes,
going
that
to
wasn't even a
Miami.
question. Not even a question.
We're going to
how
Miami,
Coach,
bro.
and I'm sure Dana can attest to it too. Remember, Coach Osborne would sit there in front of the season, would call us in and point to where the bowl game was at, the national championship game, and pretty much tell you that's where you're going to be playing at.
Damn.
I'm going to Miami.
We're going to be in the Sugar Bowl this year. We're going to be in the so-and-so this year. I mean, and you were expected to do it. You know what I mean? And that's why I said the expectation thing and the pressure. Because it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a hot pit. It was just, you knew what you came in to do.
Yeah.
I missed Zoe by a year. Of course, I missed D-Rock.
So tell me this, man. How did they? Are they like outside of the game? You know, on the academic tip, are they as hard on them now? You know, with them having NIL money and all this other stuff. Are they as hard on them about getting to class and doing all them other little things like they did with us? Because coach thing was if you was 10 minutes early, then you was late.
Yeah, he was late.
So even the class. So I wonder how structured is outside of what we see them doing on Saturday, because that was kind of part of it too. I remember being at in Tempe, Arizona, my freshman year when I redshirted, and we stayed at the Point, and that was like one of the greatest memories of my life. But the thing about the Point, the Point had all these villas, and it wasn't like no one confined place. So, we kind of ran amok in that situation. But then, after that, we started ending up being in buildings that, had one way out with cameras in them, So, it was a lot of structural things behind the scenes that took place that, to kind of corral that beast, because like I said, we've always had freak athletes, man. Always had freak athletes, but at some point you gotta put that structure in there to get everything to flow.
Cause we was out of control a little bit, if you want to, But
Hey, tell me about y'all. What was that? Japan bowl game trip? The scrap?
K-State?
I heard about the
with
world-class scrap
K-State.
game.
Yeah, that was wild too.
Yeah, the game in Japan, that wasn't a bowl game. That was just a regular season game against K-State.
K-State, yeah.
I didn't say we didn't do nothing, but man, if you hear the stories that D-Rock got, or if you sit and listen to a story that
I mean, where D-Rock at, man? Where you at, D-Rock?
You listen to them stories that Doug Dubois.
He right there. He on mute. He stay on mute.
Hey, man. Hey, I just, anytime I'm around them cats, I just sit there and listen. It'd be a treat for me.
Look at it. He's in and out.
Dana's rocking it out, dude.
We need them stories you got, D-Rock, man.
Hey, he at
old
work,
school
man.
set it off
He
story.
at work.
Yeah.
He's driving his truck.
I was gonna say, the fact he's trying to make some money while doing a podcast right now, I got to give him credit, man.
Hey,
That's
salute.
the ultimate multitask.
No, man.
That's what it is.
At least Dana's
I'm trying to
making
get my
money.
back.
Bernard Thomas is just eating. So,
Get it in, D-Rock.
He into something. What city you in, D-Rock?
In the
I don't know if
ATL.
you can hear.
Yeah, in the A.
Hey,
in Atlanta?
D-Rock Wilder. D-Rock.
He got a transportation business. He got a transportation business.
Okay.
It don't matter the amount of participation. The fact that remains is he's here. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
I love to see my
his
brother. I love to see my brother, man.
And I got another question for y'all.
For sure.
When we look at where we're at, we look at what we've been doing, we look at the state of the program, let's say since the firing of Coach Pelini, and what we've done and shown. Because Brian, a lot of stuff Brian has heard me say, and I asked this is a heartfelt question. We fired 9-win coaches, so do you guys feel 9 wins is good enough anymore? Or what's our metric since we fired 9-win coaches?
I'm just tripping off effort, man. Effort, you give a little bit more effort, man, then you're going to probably win a couple over 9 games. You know what I mean? And that effort, I mean, you know, you just going to beat the guy in front of you. Do your job. I mean, like my man's saying right now, do your job. And beat the guy in front of you. That's your responsibility. Effort, man. Give me some effort. And if you lose 10 games and you gave it all that you got, and I can tell you gave it all, and you feel like you gave it all, then man, we'll regroup next year. It's a bad year. But that effort, man, I just don't see that effort. Man.
Right. What do you think, Zoe?
Lately.
Oh, I just think at some point in time they're gonna have to stake their claim in one of these coaches and you know, experience a little heartache and roll with it, because if you listen to social media, and you know, the whole thing is, all right, I don't want to do what they doing in Boulder, but they understand that they need players if they're gonna compete for a national championship. You just can't. You can't say, all right, I'm gonna accept the transfer from Ohio State, right? It's a guy that ain't playing at Ohio State. So why I want a guy from Ohio State that ain't playing? What he finna do for me in the Big 8? I mean, in the Big 10.
It's the same
You
thing
know what
anymore.
I'm saying? Right. What he gonna do for me?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, you know, and that was something that took place during Scott's era. You know, I like Coach Rule, and you know, I had a chance to meet him here in St. Louis. I met him, you know, kind of more of on a personal tip. So, you know, I liked him. I think it, and you saw the entry on the video. You know, I could play for that cat. I think.
Yeah.
You know,
but
he got to have some time to do. He got to have some time, man.
Yeah. I was gonna say that's a good replacement for T.O. because he cursed, but he didn't want to curse, but he can motivate you. You know what I'm saying? T.O. was a psych major, so he can get you without even goddamn on cursing.
Yeah, growing up, guys. Yeah,
You
that's
know
what
what
I
I mean?
always
I'm
saw
like,
with Osborne.
Yeah,
he
go
could
out here and do something for
he
this
could
kid.
captivate you without raising his voice. Period.
Yeah. So I felt that. I said that's what y'all showed. I was like, I feel that. That's a good move.
Thank God you liked it.
Well, let's see. Yeah, let's see what happened next, you know. Because consistency is next. You know, you get your intro, then your sophomore season is over. Then we're looking at consistency.
You see it with players all the time in college. Your freshman year is amazing. Then teams figure you out. You have that sophomore slump.
Right.
Let's figure it out. Can we keep going?
Yeah, because see, this my thing, man. We ain't been winning on that level. So why the hell we expecting to just jump the 9 damn games and we ain't been winning 5?
So like you said, give more time. Give them some time.
Right.
It's
Brinkley, I said we're going to a national
progress.
title before the season. So I mean that's you know.
But see, I'm gonna say this though, Brian. You are a Husker.
Yes.
And we believe that we gonna win, irregardless of the circumstances that are going on. But we ain't there.
No.
Right? We ain't
Not
doing
quite.
this. They
Not
doing
quite.
this. They doing this, not us.
Yeah. Hey.
Yeah, that's true. And that's true. I'm gonna see what D-Rock say. D-Rock.
D-Rock in the building.
I
He
gotta
is the
say,
builder.
he's about 3-4 feet away from his phone. I'm
Yeah,
not
he
so sure
can't
he's
hear
gonna
us.
hear anything.
But you're right, Zoe. Yeah, like I said, I was just saying it because of if this guy, if he ends up winning 9 wins a game and we go fire him too and be back in the same state that we are currently. You know what I mean? That's
No,
what we
I totally agree with you.
and it's infuriating because I felt like we not us, I would say people found a way to nitpick at Coach Solich, found a way to nitpick at Coach Riley. Not right. I mean Coach Pelini with the 9 wins. Oh yeah, but he had a big loss.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but he got blown out this game. But now, I for me personally, I feel like we've set the bar so low. We're hoping to barely get to 500 and just make a bowl. And
Man, you gotta stop listening to that noise and rally your troops.
yeah,
Can't
and
keep hearing that noise.
Yeah, and I was explaining to someone, not someone. I was explaining me and VP was talking, and I was like, I know when I talk to former players, especially the ones before me and with me, that I don't think people think a lot of us get sick to our stomach when we see the state the program is in and when we watch games where we just get manhandled. Because that was never going to happen. That was never going to happen. And when we see that, when I see the offense getting manhandled on the line and when I see the defense getting manhandled, I'm just like, oh my God. I'm like, I know I can't be the only one that gets sick to my stomach watching that. Am I wrong?
No, you're not. Yeah, he's not wrong. Like, man.
Okay.
Hey, I try to act like it ain't happening.
Yeah, that was something I did want to ask Kareem and Dana and Lorenzo there. This is something, I asked my dad growing up watching football my whole life. I was like, hey, programs like Miami, Oklahoma, they went through their trying times and they went through just about as bad of times as we're going through right now. And I always asked, I said, do you think that'll ever happen to us? And to this day, I still bring it up to him. He's like, I never saw this happening. And back then, he even said, no, I just don't see that ever happening. And here we are, almost 20 years slump, no conference titles, no national titles. I can't. Who was our last Heisman winner? Crouch. It's been a whirlwind. It's almost like the football gods looked down on me when I asked my dad that and said, just wait, young man, some bullshit's coming your way and you're not going to like it. So I don't know. It seems those other programs have gotten themselves back up. Oklahoma's back up there. Miami's coming back up, except for the loss they just suffered this past weekend. But they're still making bowl games, even on down years. So, and they're going through just as many coaching changes, if not more. So it's just rules got to be it. I was one of the guys that said if Frost can't do it, nobody can, because of the prodigal son of Nebraska can't bring us back. Nobody can. But the thing is I believe in rule. With that speech he gave in that opening clip, I'll run through a brick wall for that damn man right now. He's got me. It's easy. Now I just hope they all buy in and take it with it and run.
Right. Like outside of, like, I know you mentioned OUB, and I look at OU, you know what, for me, what kept OU, got them back going? Stoops.
Yep.
And the stability of them keeping Stoops, because they were at such a point that they weren't OU football.
Yeah.
They were just another college football team competing on Saturdays. And with that stability, he handed over a Rolls Royce to Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley handed over a Continental to Venables.
Yep.
Our current coach, Matt Rule, did not get, he pretty much got a Camry handed over. It's just certain programs, they're handing over Bentleys.
I would have said
whoever
Pinto.
takes Alabama whoever takes over Alabama is getting the Bugatti.
Well, and look at Ryan. Ryan Day, they say he's on the hot seat right now, and the guy hasn't even lost more than 2 games in a season.
This guy got a Bentley, the truck. He was handed that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I totally agree. But I look at it and it hurts. But we have to. I think Scott would have gotten more time if it wasn't for the blunders.
Yeah.
We didn't give Riley enough time, even though he had a 9-win season. I think that was a higher of what it was. Hopefully, Matt Rule can make it work. Of course, we all want him to be successful. We want to see it, but we have to see. Let me get hey D-Rock.
Is he back?
Dana.
You know, I hope we're not messing anything up for him maybe later in his night. You know, I hope we're not
D-Rock could be good.
I hope we're not cutting any social time he might be needing.
D-Rock. Yeah. Well, let me get back. Let me get back to Zoe. So now, Brian, we can get back. I just wanted my brother's feelings on what's going on, the state of the program. Now we can really get into the football stuff. Zoe, how proud are you of how the defense has been playing outside of the Michigan game?
I mean, I thought they were playing pretty sound. I don't think they are doing too much, to put them in situations where they are having coverage bust or, not fitting up. But you can't really compare them to a Michigan right now because Michigan is rolling. They getting the cream of the crop in the trenches. So that last situation was kind of expected, but it's got to be a measuring stick because again, you're gonna have to start acquiring guys that can deal with them dudes.
Right.
So that's why I keep saying, we like you say, we driving a Camry. So shit, we got Camry players. You know what I mean? We gotta go to the auction. And I don't really know of no nice way of going about it, to be honest. I mean, because if not, then we gotta accept the growing pains of the situation. Because take all the major teams right now, probably in the top 10, right? All the teams in the top 10 got a transfer quarterback, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? All of them got transfer quarterbacks. Even the Heisman Trophy winner transfers. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not getting that guy, or them hot guys at that particular time right now, the way it looks, then you're gonna be in the latter part of the top 25, and then if you got them dudes that can manage that quarterback, then you're gonna be in the top 10.
Yeah, I agree. K Moss, I just asked Brink.
Man, I missed that question. My man, huh?
I just asked
My phone
Brink.
died, man.
No, you good, brother. I just asked Brink. Even though outside of the Michigan game, how proud have you been of the black shirts playing this year?
Do they still? Is it still the black shirts?
Yeah,
so
it's
far
still
this
the black
season.
Yeah, so far this season.
Oh, I mean, I know we are.
Yeah.
Hey, I had a black shirt and they took it from me and I got it back, boy. So I don't understand.
I felt that.
Gotta take pride in that,
anguish
man.
too, K-Dog. I felt that.
You remember
anguish
that?
too, dog. Man, that was like the worst feeling in the world, man.
Man, I had a black shirt with number 1 on it, bro. I was like, I need to do something, bro. Then I was like, anyway, hey, I got it back though. You gotta be proud to have that shirt on, man. That's like you a wall. If you get to the ball, it ain't supposed to get past you. Everybody else coming though. You know what I mean? I don't understand, man. I mean, I'm talking about a pass. We ain't trying to get no pass. Even though we got passing yards on you, got some rushing yards on you. You don't take pride in, okay, we get the next one. You gonna get the next one. You gonna keep getting the next one? I want this one. I want this one. I want this one. And the next one. And that's what we were. All of us was there. All of us was there. People that came in with me was there. People that was there before me was there. And I don't understand how it ain't that no more. Because that's what it's been.
Right.
No.
Yeah. And I explained that to people. I say, man, for a couple of years, I was like, man, them dudes are black shirts. Like this year, our defense is what's holding the team. And I told people for years prior to this one, a couple before, I said, man, these dudes are black shirts by name and not by game. Because them dudes, I said, the ones before me and with me, they took that serious. I remember people crying getting a black shirt. And
these guys were this year too, Kenny. These guys were when they got theirs this year too.
Practice was different. It was just for me on the offensive end. That was one thing I always said. I told Coach Osborne one time, I was like, it's a different vibe when we lining up with these guys, and you see all the dudes across from you with these black jerseys on. You know what I'm saying? This is a different vibe, and you all black shirts up, and they all run out there. And you're like, oh shit, that's cool. I'm over here in the white jerseys playing away, but these dudes are all over here in the black jerseys. I'm like, this is cool. I'm like, damn, T.O. I'm like, Coach, can we get something to first team offense instead of the team jerseys?
Yeah.
I mean, the white or the red, depending on what we play. These dudes, I'm laughing at dudes. I'm like, OG Book of the yellow shirts. I'm messing with dudes. You got a yellow shirt on. It was like a separation. Then when you saw the guys with the same color jersey you had on, you like, oh, I'm about to be over here tearing this dude up. You know what I mean? It was just a different vibe, man, that I felt when I saw him. Like, man, them dudes got on shiny black shirts, and that's cool. And I'm over here with some old practice pants in the game jersey. That ain't right.
Hey, man. So it's funny that what you made me think about was just how hard on the offense T.O. was in my memory.
Yeah.
So, for instance, we would go through bowl preparation, right? So, and this is like getting to the tropical, cities of wherever we were on our way to, right? So we from Thanksgiving.
Yep.
Or after the OU game, really after the OU game, all the way up until we got on the flight to go to the bowl game, the offense practiced outside. The defense practiced inside the Cook Pavilion.
Yep.
He didn't give a damn if it was like negative 15 degrees outside. They was outside. In that weather.
Absolutely. That's what he did. And he would tell us, hey, well, guys, because we got to play in the elements and ball control and this and that. And what pissed me off? When the defense would come out of the Cook talking smack. And I'm like, y'all guys been in there warm. We got on long sleeves and face masks, and they coming out half shirts and then having that scrimmage in practice like on a Wednesday. You know what I mean? So having that live scrimmage with the goal line, freezing.
Heck yeah.
And these dudes out here, I'm like, defense coming out here with fresh muscles, and we out here running. But he was hard on us, man. And I always tell people, I said, you got to know the defensive players more because you got to see their personalities. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Y'all got to, make that tackle, celebrate, get that pick, celebrate, do everything and celebrate. Where on offense, we always had to be robotic. We had to mirror him, as far as personality. And don't do that. Don't do this. Don't get that penalty. It was a difference, man. So, I mean, you guys are the black shirts. I know it hurts when you guys see them getting pummeled because it hurts me.
It's just like I said, I learned to kind of detach myself, some years ago because, they ain't getting Charlie McBride like we got Charlie McBride.
No, right.
You know what I'm saying? So I can't really hold them in regards to even being one of
same standard.
Well, the man ain't, him and Monty Kiffin, them is the really originators of the whole concept.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we got christened by them guys. So now, yeah, now they just the black shirt thing is like a damn cartoon character or action figure or some shit.
I'll take an
New
action
bobblehead.
figure.
Yeah, man, because it we were tangible. It was us. But now, it's like this, unobtainable object now. You know what I'm saying? Because they ain't getting it from the Godfather, man.
Yep.
What you think
That's
about
just
that,
how I
K-Mo?
look at it.
What you think about that, Kareem?
Oh, your mic's not on, Kareem.
Turn your mic on, Kareem.
You got to fix your mic. Nope,
we
still
can't hear you,
nothing.
bro.
Nope, still nothing. No, we're getting there though. We got great picture. No. Take your
Still
time,
can't hear
Kareem.
you.
We got time, man. Take your time.
Refresh and reboot.
Right.
We still can't hear you, big dog.
I was gonna say, you know
It'll
what? Come a
probably
day,
come back
I'm
in.
gonna learn how to read lips, man. I've gotten real good at it during college football games. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
I
you can
tell
hear
you
all
a lot of
all
things
the
coaches are saying.
Stealing signals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That too.
But you know what, though? I never thought about what you said. They're not getting it from the
What's that?
originators as far as the black shirt.
Nah, man, it's different, man. Because see, this the thing. And I'm gonna try to wait till Kareem come back on, but it's just they just not the same. So, for instance,
Can you hear me now?
let me see if we can hear.
Yeah,
there we
can
got
hear
him.
you. We can hear you. Look at him, boy, crazy. So listen, let me hit this, K Dog, because I want you to hear it. So they, like I said, all right, you got who we were, okay, from our era. So, like, if I go to Phoenix, I can go around Kenny, and I feel safe, and I know he got my back, this, that, and the third, woo woo, right? No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No questions asked. He'll point me in the right direction if I need to be pointed. Whatever, what have you. But I know I'm gonna get the right information if I go to Kenny. All right. If I go East Coast, I run into K Dog. It ain't nothing. Whatever I need to do, need to point me in the right direction. I know that. Ooh, okay. So now you got these. Yeah. So now you go and you start getting what we already know and are to be told to us from somebody else that has no understanding or no skin in the game from other than that, they just got hired to do this job of what we were.
Yeah.
That's never going to be again. That they need to move on from that.
Yeah.
So I know we got the whole, the that's why I say the commercial side of what a black shirt is. They don't know what what that was about. Like he said about getting your black shirt taken, and then you had to put that lame ass gold shirt on.
Yeah,
that shit was embarrassing.
The yellow shirts.
That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing.
I didn't know why.
Man.
To this day, I still don't know why he took that motherfucker from me. Give me another one. I had two of them with two. Who had two different black shirts with two different numbers? Give it to
Two
me.
different numbers.
I'll take it. Oh, boy. This Steve
Yeah,
wife.
man. So
This Steve wife right here. This is my sister.
That's what's up, my sister.
Hey, how are you? You probably met Zozo came over here.
In January, it was January.
Shut up, boy.
Tell him what's up, dude.
He said too nice.
But
man.
Y'all get what I'm saying, though, man.
Yeah.
They ain't getting it the way we got it. So, I kind of feel sorry for them.
Because they're getting they didn't get it firsthand, but they trying to hold them to the same expectations, is what you're saying.
Yeah, everybody expecting them to do what we did. They ain't finna do what we did. Ain't gonna happen.
I just want to have the effort that we gave.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
I think
Well,
we're
maybe
getting
they
at
need to
least
watch
that
the
this year.
video.
Yeah, I mean, cause I mean, if you're the leader of men, then I need you to figure out what the tradition is, because what I'm going to start eventually talking about is business. What are you getting paid to do?
Yeah.
And how much are you getting paid? If you're not winning, how much are you getting paid to lead the men based on a tradition? A tradition is win. I mean, ain't no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You need to figure out how to win. And half the winning is effort. So I'm gonna stick with effort. If you give me 110% effort, you can give me 95. I'm gonna get 5 out your ass. I don't care who you are. I'm gonna get 5 out you. If you give me 95, then what we gonna argue about tomorrow if we lost? Because if you gave me 95 and I'm gonna get 10 out you, that's 105. If they beat us, they don't want to play us again.
No.
Because they effed up. I'm sorry, I'm finna start.
Oh, you can
hyped.
say whatever the hell you want.
You know what I'm talking
But
about?
you can see the passion.
You see what I'm
It's
saying?
in the
That's all it
passion.
is. That's the pass.
There's Ken.
What's up,
Gentlemen,
Ken?
I want to let you introduce the gentleman joining us right now is Ken from Generation Red Pod, Gen Red Pod. Awesome dude. If you guys ever get a chance to be on Gen Red Pod's podcast, please do. You guys won't be disappointed. You'll love every second of it. And by far the best studio in Husker podcasting. So,
okay,
Ken,
there you
good to
go.
see you, man. Yeah,
Oh,
look
that's
at that.
laid out.
Awesome.
What you got going on there, guy?
Yeah, I
It is a studio.
spent a little cash, gentlemen. I spent a little cash.
The valuable there, guy.
Not much, Brian. And gentlemen, please accept my humble apologies. I meant to be here right from the jump. I got caught up in hanging out with the wife. Next thing I know, I look at my watch. My phone was in the other room. I didn't get the reminder. Totally spaced it. So my apologies to all y'all. Please.
Bless your heart. Bless your heart, man. Because it's cheaper. It's cheaper to keep her.
And you didn't want to whoop. Hey, you didn't want to whoop it anyway.
I'm doing a little advertising, y'all. We need to get them on the board, but that's enough.
I get it.
No, Ken, we were just Kenny really is. I've kind of let him take the reins of this when he wrote down questions for these guys, man. I mean, Kenny's really settled into being a podcaster.
Nah.
Man, my pleasure. I appreciate you,
Nah,
big bro.
I just like to get my guys on here, man, because I just know we have that all same. We all have that same feeling. We all want the best, of course, for the program, but I like to hear different takes, and I really love to hear from the defensive guys, because the defensive guys are who I hung with the most.
You was kind of a defensive guy. You had some dog in you over there on offense.
Hey, man. Hey, I was all state at safety. I switched over to offense.
See, I knew something. It was something about you.
So I laugh at Kareem because Kareem and Barron used to tighten me up when I was a young buck. But then, like Zoe said from D-Rock and all of that, they said, hey, man, you got to do this and that. You know, Kareem was telling me I was shagging punts. Man, you can't hold the ball like that. You know, I thought I was Deion, literally holding the ball with 2 hands. He was like, man, you can't do that. This is the next level. You go fumble that ball, man. You know, you gotta hold that high and tight. You know, that was a learning process. So when you went against the defense on the scout team, it was them who said, Kenny, you got to give us a better look than that, man. You can't be, you know, half telling it. Oh, okay. You know, them Barron, you know, they're telling me, you know, Mike Mint didn't say too much. Then TV took, you know, they didn't say too much. It was like, can you okay. Tyrone, you know, Ty would do Ty. Come on, man. Man. Come on, Dal. Come on, Dal. So you know what I mean? But that's the learning, that's the teaching, it's not about you.
Yeah.
It's about the program. It's about the program going forward for when you're not here. You need to leave it in the same place or a better place than when you leave it.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? And I'm sure they can tell you that was what was taught to them. Now you can't accountability. Accountability was a big thing, and I'm sure each one can tell you about accountability. How other teammates in their position in their room held them accountable.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did. We talk shit to each other, man. Talk shit to you. You miss a play, we talk shit to you. I remember Stu said, man, K-Dog, what? Every time you catch an interception, you fall down.
Didn't Christian Peter get in quite a few scuffles during practices? Wasn't he running quite a few stadium stairs?
Yeah. We's brothers, man. Yeah. No, can't have no thin skin, man. That thin skin stuff. Hypersensitive. Get it out of here, man. We black shirts. Get that shit out of here. We gotta play Florida State.
Quit acting like Ralph Tresvant.
Yeah.
Sensitivity. We used to say that, right?
Right.
Ralph Tresvant, sensitivity, huh?
Quit acting like Ralph, yeah.
Cut that Ralph to you.
Put that
Ken, now that you're here, Kenny got, the former player's perspective of how the program's been as of late.
Yeah.
Now I can kind of get the fans' perspective as one of my own. So, I mean, I played a clip at the beginning of the show where
Kareem, hit your mute
it talked
button
about
when you
Frost being fired and then Rule being hired. That's kind of where I'm going to base just where we take off from. Instead of where it all started, where we could all agree on was around the Solich era and getting fired there. But just with Scott Frost, the hiring, the firing, Rule being here now, being 3-3, things are kind of looking up. Things don't look as bad as what we thought they could look like. So as a fan's perspective, how do you think the program's heading in the right direction now?
Let's just say the jury is out. I am a huge fan of Matt Rule. I've been a fan of Matt Rule since he was at Temple. I remember listening to him call in to Chris Childers at ESPN Radio on Sirius XM, because those guys are always so objective. And yeah, I just liked the way he talked, man. I liked what he had to say. He sounded old school while also trying to coach in the 2000 teens, which is hard to do. Being old school, and I kind of appreciate his approach. I don't know if y'all have seen that video out there that the university put out with some of his halftime and pregame speeches for like NIU and Louisiana Tech, and that dude brings some smoke, and it's enjoyable to listen to.
That was in the clip.
Yeah, he gets real passionate, and I think you're seeing the kids play with the same passion he brings to coaching, and I think we've missed that for a while. I think we're headed generally in the right direction. I mean, hey, can you name a more valuable coach on this team other than Rule and maybe defensive coordinator Tony White than pot roast old Terrence Knight and getting that defensive line that everybody in the preseason shows was talking was going to be the weakness, and having them look like pretty much the second best unit, maybe the best unit on that defense. I don't know what Kenny thinks on that or what you guys think on that, but it's fun watching Nash bust through there all the time, and they have to hold him half the time to keep him from killing the quarterback. But of course, they keep their flags in their pockets. So
thank you.
It is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I do got to say this. I agree with Coach Brink, what he said when I first apologized for being late. You are absolutely right. It's a lot cheaper to keep her. And let me tell you, folks, she looks a hell of a lot better than any of you guys. So,
Ken, I'd sure as hell hope so, man. I really would. Otherwise, this is a sad sack of group of guys here, right here. Oh, man.
So anyway, that's my take on it. I don't know if I'm matching up what the gentlemen have said before I got in here, but I see it going in generally the right direction, and I think you're going to see some upgrade in athletes eventually. He's playing a lot of young dudes, and they're athletic and they're fast, especially on that defense. They're swarming. I think it's only going to get better, especially since they're playing so many young guys. Getting that key experience in the Big Ten early is good. It's only going to bode well for the future, in my humble opinion, if we can keep them all. Right?
You said it right, Ken. That defensive line, that's been a major surprise for me as well. Running a 3-3-5 defense, I told you flat out that scares the hell out of me because that's relying a lot on your linebacking core. And if your D line isn't up to the task, that those linebackers are going to get hurt throughout that season. They're going to get hit too much. And this D line has, all intents and purposes, exceeded my expectations because the fourth down stops that they had against Illinois, just the stops they've had against teams, period, this year. They're stonewalling offensive lines, which we haven't seen in probably almost a decade. And it's a breath of fresh air. So I agree, Ken. I think we are in the right direction. It's just, son of a bitch, I want to be there yesterday. That's the thing.
Yeah, let's just go 3-3 the rest of the season, man. Just go 3-3. That's the goal. And
all right.
Coach Brink said you got to give him a little time. Yep.
That's right. We gave Frost plenty of rope. That's for damn sure. Frost got all the rope he could handle.
I'm gonna throw a little, magic carpet, scenario in there. Okay, so I love the fact that we playing young guys. Okay, so with that being said, I pray that these young guys like being in Lincoln.
Yeah.
You get it? You get where I'm going with it?
Yeah, got the portal out there.
Because I've seen stranger things happen with some kids that have had success at a place and then, think they could shoot a little bit higher.
Yep.
That's why I kind of just hover on the whole, we got to give it a little time, to see how this whole cultural thing manifests, because you guys got to.
You're saying the NIL culture is what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, we in the honeymoon phase of this thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm a realist and also, a black shirt optimist. So, I want to see all this happen and I think, some of the guys are doing some good things. But then if I look at Illinois ain't the same team they was last year.
No.
So it's kind of like I'm like I'm riding the horse, but I'm just like, we in the honeymoon phase. You married, Ken. You know what I'm talking about. It's some stuff she don't show you up front, bro. That you catch on, in mid drift. So I'm just like, I like Rule. You know what I'm saying? If he keep pumping out them speeches like he pumping out, and these guys, trust him and want to be there, then I would say we moving in the right direction. But right now, we just got lipstick on the pig, man.
That could very well be true, Coach. That could very well be true. And you're dead right that this is not the same Illinois team as we saw last year. And it's obvious the look on Coach Bielema's face was pretty telling most of that game. That I think he had a look on his face, and pardon my crudity, that looked like he had a fart on deck, and he wasn't sure he could trust it.
Like he had a seeper that slid up his back.
Yeah,
he didn't know what to do.
If you guys haven't seen the thumbnail Ken used of the picture of Bielema for their last episode, recapping the Illinois game, it's perfect. I mean, yeah, Ken, you're right. That's exactly what it looks like.
I don't know why he took that job, man. I do not know. It is so hard to get players in there, man.
Ego. I think it's his ego.
He screwed himself leaving Wisconsin.
Yeah, and
worst move he ever made.
Yep.
K Moss, Brink, quick question. I know because you said playing the young guys, Brink. How do you think with the new, because you know of the new redshirt rule, right? Do you think it'll help them accelerate the progress going into next year? Because I think how many games can they play? 5 or 6, and then redshirt them.
They can play up to 4.
Play up to 4 games, no matter where it's in the season.
Yeah.
And then redshirt them. Do you think that should help some of the guys? Did you know that, Kareem?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, they switched that like 2 years ago. You can So pretty much you got 4 games you can play throughout the year, and then you can still redshirt. They still
and you can also add the bowl game into it too, Kenny. 4 games
happened?
plus the bowl game. Yep.
Oh,
4
wow.
games and the bowl game.
Yep.
Wow. So, wow, that's heavy, and it's not including a medical red shirt.
Excuse me.
So you can end up playing 7 years and almost 6 years.
No,
7
so what
years.
it is our red shirt year. Like I know you come in, most of us red shirted or whatever.
Yeah,
junior college or whatever. So it'd be like me coming in. I could have played 4 games throughout the year and then still been red shirted. But I played in 4 actual games. So they're getting everything now at a fast pace.
That's
Whether
exposure.
you go red shirt and be on the scout team, get them ready. They're getting everything like they out there getting ready to play.
That's exposure. I mean, that's almost like getting moved up. You playing and you get moved up. And, you get a couple of games, and next year you like, this ain't new to me.
Right.
That's exposure is always cool. I had another year left when I left Nebraska because I didn't play but 5 games at JUCO. You might can't see me now. I didn't play but really, was it 4? I mean, might have been 4 games, might have been 5, but it was a medical red shirt. Yeah, I could have came back to Nebraska with, the next year after I graduated. And I actually tried to. I tried to enroll in medical school, and then I discovered that. But that's neither here nor there. But that's exposure, man. That's cool. I mean, that's something that you like, dang. And then I can go back and then get some more development, and then come back. I mean, that's an advantage, I think. Just to be honest.
Yeah, it's an advantage. I think it's a slippery slope too, because unless your schedule is favorable at that particular time, you probably ain't gonna get too much burn going. You know what I mean? I mean, I think it is a cool little tool, but some of these rules, I mean, just like invite transferring. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, if your ass on the bench and you finna red shirt, let's get you on in the program and get you on the meal plan and lifting and get your grades in order. We focusing on that as opposed to, when can I slip you in the game? Because I promised you this bullshit, to get you to come here. That you can't sustain like that. You gotta stand on something and be about what that is.
For me, that's going to be the interesting part with Rule, to see how he navigates the NIL, the transfer portal, see what he can do to get guys to stick around.
That's the new coach, man.
Yeah, it's
the new coach. You got to get in where you fit in. That's the new coach. Got to figure it out and win.
It's toxic, man. It's a toxic situation.
Yeah, college football is a totally different monster than it was 20
That's
years
true.
ago.
That's true.
And then you got all these leeches out there,
Yeah.
Oh,
it's just amazing, where it's gone in these last few years. I don't know if I want to blame the NCAA, but it's like they kind of sitting back so they can figure out, how to re-govern everything. But right now it's just messy.
That pot will boil over after a while, though. You can't contain but so much after a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you was getting paid illegally, then at some point we're gonna have to get paid legally.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they just had to make it.
And I don't. Yeah, and I don't disagree with that part. It's just. It's just too much going on. The thing that I enjoyed about graduating from that school was that I had to learn how to survive. If you'd have gave my ass $10,000, $50,000, $100,000, we'd have been partying. I'd have took about 10 people down with me. You know what I'm saying? because we'd been popping bottles, flying in models, and all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? It's like, man, that's ridiculous, man. You know, put the money in the trust fund. When they graduate, you know, you can go buy you a house or something and start your life.
There you go.
But you gotta learn how to sacrifice and struggle, man.
Yeah, these guys don't want to leave college anymore.
Yeah.
It's
Make just as much money.
man.
Then some guys that know they're not going to go to that next level, of course they want to stick around because their NIL money's just doing them wonders.
Yeah,
I mean, come on.
I mean, I get it. I totally get it, but I would rather, like I've always said, if they get it, put it in the trust fund or something like that.
Yeah.
That whatever their NIL deal was, put it in the trust fund or something like that. I mean, you have to think about it like this. By the time I left, my little scholarship check was $450 from what it was from when y'all were there, Zoe or Moss. So it went up a little bit. Hey, we thought we were doing it. I'm like, yeah. I mean, I got this $250 rent. I'm gonna pay this little cable. I'm gonna go get me a CD for $9.99 at Best Buy. Go get me a Chris meat with cheese, because the training table closed, and some ranch, and I'm good. I'm good, bro, you know?
When I was a broke young married guy, I ate me a lot of Chris meat with cheese, dude. And they're all right here now.
I'm good. We roll up here on the late night.
Hey,
Extra
Brian,
ranch.
I don't know if you see it, but I put the slide up there on the stream. You can just click on it, and it'll show that thumbnail I made for the Illinois game with that look on Bielema's face.
Oh shit!
It should be down there by the cameras, down below the. You on full screen?
Yep.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
That look.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's great.
He about two burgers away, boy.
Boy, looks like he done. You remember Mark Mangino at Kansas?
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks like he ate him.
Oh my God.
Easy on the Twinkies.
Yeah, back away from the training table.
Hey, so when we meeting up in Lincoln and doing this again?
Anytime you're in town, brother. Anytime you're in town, man.
Y'all gotta give me a date, man, so I ain't just coming up to Lincoln, man. I'm just sorry.
Well, Kenny, you're coming up for a game this year, aren't you?
I will be there for the Purdue.
Is that homecoming? Is that homecoming, Kenny?
I think so.
Okay.
Homecoming's cool.
Yeah, if y'all come up for the 28th, y'all can come in the studio. Absolutely.
Yeah, like I said.
That's
Kareem, best studio, man. Best studio in Husker podcasting.
What do you say, Zoe?
I said I can't come until this high school season is over.
Yeah, we got coaching to do.
Well, let's keep it in touch, and we can get it together, and we can set it up.
I don't know. It's on a Saturday, though, right? It's on a Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I may be able. I just have to try to.
Well, we'll figure out a date. Shit, we'll figure it out too.
But homecoming sound like fun, though.
It sound like fun.
Yeah, if you guys are in Lincoln for a game, definitely go to Gen Red Pod for an in-studio recording.
I've never experienced Lincoln from the homecoming perspective, not being a player.
Not being a player. I think we
should
try that. Is that October 18th?
October 28th, I believe.
October 28th?
Yeah.
October 28th.
Okay. Yep, I got tickets for that one. I'll be there.
All right.
Hopefully
you got tickets to every game, don't you, Ken?
No, I bought 3 tickets to 3 games this year. And then somebody gave me a ticket to Michigan from the place that I work. And yeah, I'm glad it was free.
Yeah, no shit, dude.
That one was painful.
I'm glad it was too.
But you gotta size them up when we play them type of teams. Size them up, and then you can really get a bead on where we are.
Yeah. And I love y'all, but I gotta go.
All right. Yeah, we'll go ahead and wind it on down.
All right,
Kareem,
big
if you
dog.
need to hop off, you go right ahead. Thank you,
know,
so much for joining.
I don't want to miss nothing though.
Good
Oh, no,
good to
we're
meet
just
you.
gonna
Thanks
wind
for
it
that
down. I'll give it
interception at the end of the Orange Bowl.
We're gonna link up. I see. We got to
right,
get
thanks,
D-Rock back in
Kareem.
here too. D-Rock.
Yeah, we need to catch him when he's not working.
We gotta get him back
Yeah,
in.
you gotta catch him doing
This
the
is a
daily
star-studded
practice.
event right here, so we need to meet up again
Yeah.
and get some more sponsors with us. Okay.
Amen.
All right, brother.
All right, I love y'all,
All right,
brothers.
man.
Man.
Thank you,
All
bro.
right, love
Pleasure.
you, bro.
All
Thanks,
right.
Kareem.
You see, I got my black shirt on.
Well, you have to.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't have, you're gonna
Hey,
get
subtle
crucified.
flex.
Yeah,
Subtle
KC,
flex.
KC,
What
man,
up?
I appreciate the invite, bro.
No problem, brother. You know what it is, big bro.
My big bro, Zoe. We'll talk soon.
But absolutely.
Hey, my homie's over there to the left of me. I'll talk to y'all in just a moment.
Kareem.
Set it up,
All
man.
right,
Set it up.
Absolutely.
All right,
Make
go
it
on.
work.
Going down.
All right, Kareem.
All right,
All right,
man.
all right.
Later.
Love y'all. Go on.
All right.
Oh man, Reed. Came out crazy.
Damn.
Oh man, Kareem's a trip, dude. I love that guy.
Yeah, Kareem off the chain, man.
Oh man.
Yeah, that's
Man.
pretty cool.
You had to been there with him. Ed Stewart,
Mm-hmm.
LP.
Characters, man. Hey, you know what though? That's what I tell people all the time, man. They don't understand. I said, one, we were funny, and they don't understand how many characters was on their football team, man. And Nebraska football team.
It was insane, man. Hey, the ultimate character for me was Tyrone Hughes. I love Tyrone Hughes to death. Man, Tyrone
Story. He got a legendary
at one
story.
point, he had finger waves in his hair. Then at one point he had blonde hair. And this was all in the early 90s, bro. I mean, before Cisco and all of them doing the thong dance, you know. Oh man, he used to hang out with D-Rock. That's why I was gonna
Him
bring
and Dana
that up
was wild
earlier,
boys.
man.
Oh,
yeah, Dana's a wild boy.
But
Dana's legendary. Wow.
The thing about them though, they played hard. They played hard and they worked hard, and you can see how Dana is right now. You know, he'll give you all he can give you, but he gonna work. He got to work.
Right.
Oh, he's working all right. He's pulling double duty from what it looked like.
Yeah, man. You know,
making
that's
money
how it
and
go.
definitely got his eyes open. That's for sure.
Smoking a little hookah.
Mm-hmm.
That's all right.
Yeah,
though.
he playing the game.
We all need a vice. We all need
looking at a little
vice.
something.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Ken, you missed it.
Yo, what's
Kareem,
up?
Kareem had a cameo from Stephen Davis, Auburn.
From Auburn.
The running back, Carolina Panthers, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Told us we wouldn't have beat them in '94 because they were on probation.
He was out his mind. Out his mind.
Out of his fucking mind. Excuse
Rabbit,
No, you can drop the F-bomb. I don't give a shit. That's the truth.
Rabbit ass man.
Hey, I got a question for Zoe. Football.
What's up?
Because I'm gonna let Ken and Brian keep cooking. Brother, I never really asked none of the guys because I came in with the unfinished business stuff. That was what it was. For you personally as a player, when you hurt your arm in that Orange Bowl and had to sit there and watch that game from the sideline, how was that eating you up inside? Because I mean, I couldn't imagine, bro.
I'm gonna start with a little humor. I don't know if it's real humor, but I get hurt. I'm laying on the field, and you know how the fellas be rallying and trying to pick you up and grab you and stuff, and how when you hurt, right? So I knew I was done. So they grabbing me, get up, Zoe. And I'm just shaking my head like, nah, go tell them to come get me, man. I can't move, So, and I can see the lights and shit, and I'm just kind of looking, and they end up walking me off the field, right? So obviously they walked me to the bench. My arms hurting like hell. And then O.J. Simpson shoves this mic in my face. And I'm just like, I'm tripping because, at the time, this is before all the stuff goes down. I'm like, wow, I'm talking to O.J. on NBC. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to. I don't even know if they even ran that part of it. But, then I get into the damn locker room. But to echo, they took me in the locker room because if somebody would have bumped me, it probably would have knocked the set off of my arm because my arm had reset.
Right.
But they took me in. I'm under the stadium, and I think we're winning. And I can tell who's winning by the crowd noise. Because if Florida State's doing something good, you're gonna get the war chant or whatnot. Yeah. And then if we winning, it sounds like a concert. So, I could tell what was going on. So we're winning, and I'm like, well, thinking in my head, like, maybe it's worth it, because I learned it that way. I'm gonna sacrifice, I'm gonna lay it all on the line. You can't get a yard from me. You know what I'm saying? So that was kind of what the scenario was when it happened. But they kicked the damn, we missed the field goal. We get in position. I hear the roars. We kick the field goal. I hear the chant. Then the next thing I know, people start coming in the locker room. Fuck, I see stuff flying. And I'm just like, oh, shit. So, I kind of got out of the way. But
right.
yeah, that was just kind of it, man. And I was just like, damn, why did that have to happen now?
Right.
Because personally, I kind of, felt like I overcame a whole lot of adversity. You know what I'm saying? I was making some plays in the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, I know.
I'm getting a little love from some agents and stuff. I'm getting some scouts, them talk to me. So I'm just like, why did I have to experience that moment? And then, kind of after that point, I just went on back home, came back to Lincoln for probably a few months to try to, see if I can get my body back in shape to probably make somebody's roster. But, it's another 40,000 players coming the next year, so they ain't really worried about you, as they were when you were in the moment. But it was just a whole lot of just confusion and wondering what the hell am I about to do next.
Yeah.
Where do we go from here kind of thing. So, that's what it was.
Cool. Yeah, I just asked that, bro, because I never really asked. Out of respect, none of the guys that I came in as a freshman was there, what that felt like. You know what I mean? So never really.
Yeah, Abdul got hurt. Abdul got hurt in that same instant too. He had broke his had punctured his lung. Lacerated his liver or something crazy like that because he got hit on that pass reception.
I remember
he might have dropped that mug. Yeah. So I mean, it was a hard fought game, man. And you guys, I don't know if y'all even really tripped off of it over the years. We had somebody go down with a major injury in the Orange Bowl every year. Back during that little stretch.
Shit.
It was like either knee injury. Yeah, it was like every year. And it was just some stuff that, we was kind of looking at, but somebody got banged up something. But it was a war. That's just how physical football was back then. Now they got all these, safeguards. That's what I call
it. I just remember watching the game, man, and being like, this is a good football game. I remember Toby with the hit, the fumble. I remember the fumble that they called a touchdown. I remember the punt return from Corey D. They called back.
Yep.
And then I remember
Tree
catching the ball
in the back.
Yeah, I remember Tree catching the ball.
I was on that. I was on
and
that
I'm
return
like,
too.
And I'm like, okay, he's about to make this kick. Then I remember it going wide. And I'm like, oh.
I can still hear that damn call, and he hooked.
I just remember, and I'm like, oh, because at this time now I'm really looking. I'm kind of really looking at Nebraska. You know what I mean? But I was a wild boy, so of course I like the Miami and Florida State. I'm looking at Michael Knox, Kevin McCorvey, Tamarick Vanover, Warwick Dunn, Barton Nunn, Charlie Ward, Derek Alexander, Clifton Alexander, Corey Sawyer, Corey Fuller. I'm looking at the whole team because I'm a Florida State Miami fan. So I'm like, okay, boys, get ready to go. And then I'm like, Nebraska's serious, because and Ken knows, he's Arizona. I'm from here. We really didn't get Nebraska games like that.
No, we didn't. Nope.
So my Nebraska is catching a random game, like I said earlier. That's why I was saying, I remember the name watching the game. When I said that earlier. And T. Wright and of course Toby, because our family go back 50, 60 years, and then T. Bird. T. Bird's a legend out here too. And then when he got hurt, you know what I'm saying? That was a big deal out here. Tyrone got hurt. Car accident. So I'm like, okay, and Nebraska's serious. They getting down. And then that happened. I was like, they should have won. Then I'm like, okay, I see what they're doing. You know what I mean? And then it was like, when it all came down, and then I'm going there, I was like, oh, this is serious. And these dudes is focused. And it's like, this is what it is. Because then you look at it, like I said, I go back on the history, and I'm like, they were almost there. Of course, I know Urban Fryer, Rozier, Turner Gill, Ricky Simmons, that
scoring explosion.
That. I knew D-Rock, I knew Neil Smith, Sandman. You know all these names, BP. And I'm like, I really. And once I'm there, I'm like, I really know who these people are, but didn't really know who the people were. You get what I'm saying? I'm like, I know these names, I really know who these people are. And it was crazy. Yeah. So yeah, man. I just want to your take on that, brother. That was it.
I was.
Go ahead. I'm sorry, Coach. I was just gonna say, to this day, I still have not watched that game since I saw it live. I can't bring myself to do it. I can't do it. It hurts too much, and I can't imagine what it's like for y'all. But yeah,
I watch it a little bit now because like I have more kids starting to ask me about my experiences. I'm like a real humble, modest dude, so I don't even wear my rings or any of that stuff. So most time they don't even know. Be honest, Kenny, man, I got tired of shit hitting my window on the glass of the door. So I was just like, man, I gotta quit wearing this bulky ass thing, and that's why I quit wearing them. So I don't wear none of that stuff. So like I'll show up somewhere and they be like, man, you look like an athlete. You used to play ball or something. I say, yeah, I played back in the day. I just kind of leave it at that. But I was trying to give Kenny a picture, and I felt like shit because I'm looking through all this stuff. And I got these old raggedy pictures. I'm like, dang, man, I ain't get nothing from Nebraska when I left. I just left. I was like, damn, did I even make a play? Did I make a play? Like,
that one I used right here, that was a picture I ended up cropping out. I think it was
Kenny Wilhite and Jerry Irons. I know exactly what picture that is.
Yeah, I was like, I had nothing else that I could use. I was like, you sons of bitches, bro, you didn't put anything out there.
Hey man, I came from a rough place. I don't know if they was really trying. They was trying to keep me under the stairs a little bit.
Yeah.
You know how that go. But
I got pictures on my phone I don't even remember that I took last freaking week. So
yeah, I'm just like, man, sports media, man, they used to get some good shots though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We lost KC. He must be tired.
Yeah, he'll make it back on. Well, I know his
he probably
his Cox internet. His Cox internet sucks. So I'm sure he'll hop back on in a second.
With a name like Cox, it doesn't surprise me.
No, not at all. Allo's the way to go, man. Allo's the way to go.
Fiber optic, baby, all the way.
That's fun.
Very smart.
Oh man.
So it was a crazy experience there, man. But it was good though.
I gotta tell you guys, this has been an awesome episode. Ken, I wasn't sure if you got my message earlier. I was wrong about it being 9 o'clock. It was 8 o'clock. So
No, I
forgot
saw that.
Kareem needed to get on here right away. So yeah, God, we've been at it an hour and a half already. That's absolutely
He's knocking
nuts. I
back with
haven't
the
done an
cell
hour and a half
phone now.
episode. Hey, it works for him. That's what he did to start out tonight too. So, but no, I think, geez, here we are. We're already hour and a half in. So I think, yeah, we'll go ahead and shut it down. It's people's attention spans are so short anymore. I know this will probably take a little bit to get the views. So, oh man,
Mm-hmm.
God, I
You
can't
gonna chop it up?
Yep.
You might be able to chop it up a little bit. Okay.
I hate doing that
Well, I
because
ain't
I
telling
feel
you
like I'm
nothing.
gonna rob somebody of something. I figure, you know what? If you're gonna watch this, turn it on. If you're gonna pause it, just pause it and come back sometime.
Yep.
I don't need your entire attention, just a little bit at a time. That's all I need.
Yep.
Yep. No, I get it. I get it.
Yep.
Not to mention,
Hey,
it's
you
a
got
pain
the
in the ass
vision.
to edit.
Right.
Just that stupid
Yeah,
little
I bet it
3.5
takes a long
minute
time.
clip I used at the opening. That took me probably 2 damn hours to figure out how I wanted to do it.
Yep.
It's so ridiculous. Yeah, Ken, you know exactly
Editing's
what I'm
a
talking about.
bitch. It sucks, but
It's horrible.
and half
It's
the
like
time you do the editing, it's for you more than it is for anybody else.
Yes,
It's
yes, it's
like,
the
fuck that. You just get to watch what we got, you know?
yeah, it's the perfectionist in you. You're like, oh, I could tweak that a little bit. I can make it look or sound a little better, a little different. Yeah, your creative juices start
So
flowing, and it's nuts.
Yep.
You ain't gonna look no sexier, huh?
Oh hell no, no. That's why I'm thinking I may not upgrade my camera ever. I kind of like how it distorts me just enough. I can get along with that.
As fly
So,
as it
all right.
gets.
All right, guys, we'll go ahead and shut her down now. I think at this point, you know where to find the show. Just Google the Husker Army podcast. Pops right up. You'll know where to find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Buzzsprout, and on all those platforms. You can see on social media, Twitter, Instagram, at Husker Army Pod. Kenny, you can find him at Husker Noop 1911. And Lo, where can everybody find you on social media, my friend?
You can find me on Twitter, I think at Coach Brink, on Twitter. And then Facebook, I think it's just my regular name, Lorenzo Brinkley. Jr.
Yeah, I'll retweet you, brother, on there. Make sure for the Twitter.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm on the Twitter thing. I think you can see Nebraska background or something. I still represent. I represent.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're never short of quiet on Twitter. I've noticed that, and I love every fucking second of it.
Oh man, sometimes, man, I just they just burn me up, man, about some of the just ridiculous stuff that goes on. So,
I hear it.
I don't know. I try to keep it mellow.
You do. You never really blast anybody, that's for sure. But you're 100% truthful.
Well, I'm imperfect, bro. So I don't try to take it too far out of context. But when it just gets a little goofy, sometimes I gotta put a little wind in the sail to straighten things out a little bit.
Ken, where can everybody find you, my friend? I mean, it's pretty easy to know at this point. Everybody knows where to find you guys, but just in case we happen to have a viewer or listener that you guys don't yet, which I find almost impossible.
Yeah, we got all 12 dozen of them. At GenRed Pod on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Generation Red on your favorite podcast app. And unfortunately, since moving over to Herd Sports, somehow we lost a bunch of our Apple Podcast subscribers. So if you happen to listen to our show on Apple Podcasts, do an unsubscribe, do another search for Generation Red, and resubscribe to the new feed. The album art will have Scott and I's picture on it. That's how you know it's the right one. GenRedPod.com is our website and genredpod@gmail.com to email us if you want to be a guest on the show or let us know that we suck. However you want to do it. Doesn't matter to us. We might check the email. We might not. Depends on if you tell us we suck.
Yeah.
There you go.
There you go.
All right. So
That's
everybody,
good.
I got to thank all my guests that joined tonight. I'll throw the graphic up again. We had Kareem Moss, Dana Brinson. Dana was working, though. We didn't get to hear a whole lot from him. Maybe next time. And Lorenzo Brinkley, of course. You guys have all now been enlisted into the Husker Army podcast. So you guys are now soldiers in the Husker Army.
Oh man, I appreciate keeping me relevant, man. Because hey, we all in the
You keep
archive
us
now.
relevant. You guys keep us relevant. You
Yep.
give us the things to talk about.
Yeah. Yeah. We always pining for the 90s, and there it is right on my TV screen in front of me, and that's pretty cool.
I know. I do it all the time. I'll pull it up at work. I'll pull it up just watch it on my phone. I can't help it.
Yep. Thanks for
All
inviting
right.
me, and sorry I'm late.
Oh, don't worry about it, kid. The fact that you
Thanks,
made it
man.
at all, dude. That's all that matters. So
Yeah, man.
that's all I cared about. So everybody, Husker Army, I think you know what to do at this point. At ease, and you are all dismissed.